Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. How are you all doing? How was your Christmas? And Happy New Year in advance. Happy New Year in advance. May 2026 be a year of testimony for us and be our year. Today I'll be talking about drug abuse. How are you all doing? I really thank you all for your support. I thank you all for your support. I'm new on here. I'm just trying to blend into the system. And I know it's really going to work out. It's really going to work out. I'm new on here and my impact here is to my responsibility, the way I see it, is to impact others and also impact my life because I'm not positive. I'm not sorry. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Yeah, everyone is not perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. The way I'm trying to make a positive impact to everyone else who's watching me is the way the positive impact is also getting into my mind and also helping me to understand life in a very broader and wider way. Today we'll be talking about drug addiction. The last time we talked about drug abuse. You hear the word drug, you hear the word addiction. I will explain drug, I will explain addiction, and from there we'll get our definition from there. What is addiction? Addiction is something you do persistently, you do it continuously without you don't know how to stop yourself from doing it. Without doing it, you won't be able to get yourself. It's something you do persistently that is causing a damage to your life, either physically, mentally, or your health system. But you don't know how to stop it because every time you try to stop it, you can't. You still continue to go through the path of addiction. What is drug? Drug is something we use to heal ourselves, to heal our health system, to make ourselves be okay. Okay, let's go into drug addiction. What is drug addiction? Drug addiction is a persistent use of drug by someone. Yes, persistent use of drug by someone, even when it causes serious damages to the person health and life. Even when it causes serious damages to the person health and life. Listen to the last word, health and life. When you don't have good health, your life won't be perfect because every year and there you are in the hospital bed today, tomorrow you're out of the bed, next tomorrow you are back in the hospital bed. And drug addiction is really something, is this kind of problem that to eradicate drug addiction from our society, our current society is a big work because most people glorify drug addictions because the adrenaline they get from it, that's why they glorify it. And the people who sell it, they also glorify because that's where they make a living. And that living is destroying many lives, many precious lives, which is not supposed to. Today I'll be telling and discussing about how to stop drug addictions and what causes drug addictions. Yes, and how to prevent drug addiction. Okay, let's go into how to stop drug addiction. It's saying build a support system. What does a support system means? You build a system or a group of friends whereby you know that drug addiction is not their way of life. They won't encourage you to go into it. A good support system that won't encourage you to go into drug even though you are into it, they will always try to reprimand you from going back to drug addiction because they know the dangers it causes to life, to people's life, because drug addiction leads to death and leads most people to end their life in jails because they do things under the influence of drug. Yeah, they do things under the influence of drug. And doing these things under the influence of drug will further doing illegal things and committing dangerous crimes will make you do things you will never think of doing. Yes. And this may either make you end up your life in the jail or dead. Another way to stop drug addiction is to recognize problem and start to enforce the change. Let me use an example. I'm using maybe 5 pills of different drugs in a day, and I was told, oh no, I'm using 5 pills of a certain drug in a day, and I was told by the doctor to use only one. And I'm coming to realize that this thing I'm doing is starting to deteriorate my health system. I've recognized it. Okay, how do you implement that discipline in yourself to stop it? You start by doing things that will take your mind away from it. You start by being disciplined to yourself, even though when you are craving for it, because drug addictions come with cravings. Addictions come with cravings, crazy cravings, whereby you won't be able to control the cravings. And when you can't control the cravings, it's really a very dangerous situation. And the third point, which is the last point in this section, is prepare for long-term recovery. You can't just tell me you want to get yourself off a certain addiction problem in a few weeks' time. That's no way. If you want to actually recover from drug addiction or any addiction you're having right now, it will take you months or even years because it's a process, it's a gradual process. You can't just rush in. If you are saying you want to rush into doing it, I assure you that within the first 24 hours, you will go back to the addiction you have always been introduced to. Okay, what causes drug addiction? Environmental problems or environmental situations whereby you are in a environment whereby people glorify the use of these drugs and they see it as something good. You would also see it as something good, that's something you can do. You also see it as something you can do, and when you see your peers are glorifying something, they are feeling the adrenaline, they're feeling high, and you also want to feel like them. You will go into it. Environmental problems. That's where I can put it because I'm using my words here. I'm not using other person's word. I'm just trying to make everyone understand that in your environment can make you go into addiction because when you see a certain set of people who you look up to are doing these things, you would also do these things. My second point here is family pressure or family problems. Most people try to get into drug addiction because of their family problems, like when their family is being divorced or one of their parents is being introduced to drug addiction or one of their parents is an alcoholic. Most people trying to eradicate the thinking of those thoughts in them, thinking of their problems to get into drug addiction. This will whereby widen and make the problem more bigger for them to conquer because when you have some certain problems, you run to drugs or alcohol, maybe they will save you from it. They will rather save you, but they will make the problem more big for you to solve. My third point here is early exposure. There's some certain things whereby if you are parents watching this or you are someone like me watching this, I would like you to not expose yourself to some certain things whereby there are some certain things in life whereby when you expose yourself to it, you won't have self-control over it anymore. You always want to do it, you always feel like you want to do it. Yeah, early exposure when it's also like I'm in a gathering of 5 people, my friends are in here, and one of my friends is using a pill overdose. He's using a pill overdose. He's using some kind of pills overdose. It's not using the recommended pills by the doctor. And you all see the way it's reacting. Maybe it's reacting in a very hilarious way or in a very, I don't know what to put it, in a very, I don't want to use stupid, I want to use in a very hilarious way or in a way that is not normal. You all want to feel like that and feel what it feels. You're curious about what this guy feeling. And when the first person that's partaking in drug addiction does it in the midst of a group of friends, let's say you guys are five. The second person does it and he feels the adrenaline. Adrenaline is what you feel when you do something. Yeah, what you feel when you do something. And also the third person does, you will not hesitate to do it because you feel you're all catching phone, and whereas you're not catching phone, you are further deteriorating your health system and spoiling your health system, causing damage to your health system, which you may later regret in future if care is not taken. Okay, this will be my last how to prevent drug addiction. I want to make you all understand something. As a student or as an adult watching me, when you're being asked a question, study the question you're being asked. Is an answer there? Is an answer there? Let's go to the question again. How to prevent drug addiction? What does prevent means? How to make that thing not to circulate? How to stop it from getting to people? Yes. How to stop it from getting to people? Yes. How to prevent drug addiction? They say participate in school and community programs. You do things that will educate you in school, things that will make you take your mind away from going back to drugs or partaking in drugs addiction. The second point is education and awareness. Education and awareness. The most problem we have in our society of today is because most people are not being educated on the dangers of drug abuse and drug addiction. But I'm here talking about drug addiction. Most people don't know the dangers of going into it. They don't know the consequences of it going into drug addiction because I assure you the percentage of 100, it's only 15% that make it out of drug addiction because most people when they are being addicted to drugs, it will really take a very long time for them to come to realize what they're doing is not right. And by that time, their health system may be already deteriorating to a worse level. My third point is participate in sports programs. When you participate in sports programs, you will feel the more adrenaline you're supposed to feel more than participating in drugs because come to think of it, when you participate in sports programs like football, rugby, basketball, swimming, you stretch your muscles, your body will feel you'll be very energetic more than you participating in drug abuse. I think with this I've really passed the message on to you guys. I'm not just here to please anyone. I'm here to make you guys understand that let's make an impact in our society. I beg you. Don't look at the person sending this message to you. Check, look at the message this person is passing to you. That's what you all need to understand. Look at the message this person is passing to you. I did not want to do this today. I was just hesitating on whether to do this, but I want you all to think about something. Think about procrastination. I'm still going to talk about procrastination. Think about procrastination and think about procrastination. Think about procrastination. And I beg of you, desist from gambling because gambling will ruin anybody's life if care is not taken at a very early stage. And recently, there's an accident which happened in Lagos, Nigeria. Rest in RIP to those who were involved in the accident. The the boxer Anthony Joshua. Thank God he did not die. But I want to beg you, all, please, when you are walking on the road, be conscious. Don't press your phone on the road because anything can happen at any time. Anything can happen at any time. Take note of your environment. Don't just walk on the road carelessly. Walk with care. Don't do things that crazy on the road because anytime accidents can happen. Yeah, I beg you, all, either in Nigeria or in any other part of the country. Yeah. I also want to say this last, I'm repeating it. Please desist from gambling. Don't think gambling into 2026. 2026 is your year. Believe in yourself. Don't take gambling into the year. See gambling as something of your past because I already take the gambling as something of my past. I'm trying to improve myself daily. I'm trying to work on myself daily. Even though I'm not perfect, but I'm still trying to make that changes. And you also, you can make that changes. Chase your dream to the fullest. Yeah, chase your dream to the fullest. Avoid procrastination. Do things when you're supposed to do it. And you will see the advantage of you taking this advice. I'm not perfect, but I'm here to pass the message. Everyone have a nice day, peace, love, and happy new year in advance. We are going to see tomorrow or either next tomorrow. Everyone have a nice day.